Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where I take a look at someone else's mock draft and I mock it, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions. And I wasn't going to do another one this week, but Goat House just dropped his preseason mock draft. So I thought, let's go ahead, let's take a look at it. Go show him some love. I'm going to link his channel in the description if you're not already subscribed. Look at it, he's a good looking man, but I can't wait to go ahead, take a gander, take a look at this. But today's video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. If you want to make a little moolah playing some fantasy football, well, download Underdog Fantasy, use code Broshmo, and you'll get $25 on your first deposit. So you drop $1, you drop $2, you get 25 back. It's beautiful. I love that exchange rate. It's amazing. Remember, promo code Broshmo. Also, just a few things going on with the channel. I'm hoping to get my week one scouting reports, thoughts, reactions, and stuff out in the next couple of days. We're going to be doing, me and Alex from Hail Mary Podcast, we're going to be doing a weekly NFL pick'ems. So that's going to be a ton of fun. And also, hey, man, I'm writing for Blue Chip Scouting. I'm doing their Pac-12 stuff, and I'm doing a weekly scouting report over there. If you want to go check it out, I got a how prospects did this week and a previews for the matchups the following week. So I'll leave a link to that in the description below. But let's go ahead. Let's get into this sucker. So the beautiful thing is he throws like 8 picks on the board. We're going to go ahead. We take a look at all of them. I'll give you what I think. I already watched the video, that way I know where his mind was at with these picks. He used the Vegas betting odds. So let's go ahead and let's dive into the sucker. And he's got Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't know why I keep saying Thibodeau going to the Texans. For me, it's like, you should go quarterback. Texans, they're in a rebuild. Davis Mills, he's a third-round pick. Come on. You got the first overall. Go ahead, get a quarterback. Address the most important position. So I kind of disagree with that, but I don't disagree with, Thibodeau. He's a top 5 prospect, probably one of the best overall prospects in this class. If you're not swayed, if you're not feeling great about the quarterback class, it kind of makes sense to go elsewhere. But, trade down at that point. It's a mock draft. So you can't do trades this early. It's just crazy. It's ludicrous. But that's kind of my thoughts on that. Then he goes Carson Strong to Detroit at number 2. I feel like if you're willing to go quarterback at number 2, then you should be willing to go quarterback at number 1. That's just my opinion, though. If I was a franchise, okay, I'm willing to take this guy at number 2. We're taking him at number 1. But Carson Strong being his first quarterback off the board is very interesting. A lot of people like Carson Strong, man. He popped off yesterday, leading the Wolfpack. From 14 points down to the Golden Bears of California. So the guy's got a huge arm. He looked a lot more poised in the pocket. Like to see it. The Jets, they're going with Derek Stingley. I know a lot of people are like, oh man, Stingley's not a first-round talent. Look what happened against UCLA. I'll talk more about that in my scouting report video, but the dude is a freak athlete. He's going to blow up the combine. His only bad games came 2 against Devontae Smith, and then this UCLA game. Let's kind of wait. Let's wait it out. Let's wait a few games in the season and before we really make a call on this, because maybe it turns around just like that. Keep in mind, this guy's been shutting down the SEC for 2 seasons, so tranquilo. Good pick for the Jets, though. Evan Neal going to the Jags. Evan Neal is a monster, dude. Imposing size and just moves different for a guy that's he's there at 360, something like that. The dude can do jumping box squat lunges. It's wild. Very athletic for his size. Jags totally makes sense, man. Cam Robinson, he ain't the future. I know they brought in Walker Little, but you don't know what's he's a rookie. You don't know will happen with that. Jawan Taylor, he kind of went through a sophomore slump, so if he's not playing too well, you might as well, hey, double dip, bam. You got Walker Little, you got Evan Neal, beautiful. Kenyon Green, he's very high on Kenyon Green. Kenyon Green's playing right tackle there this year for the Aggies, and he looked really good in week 1. They faced an FCS team. Of course he did. But the Bengals, I feel like they have to go offensive line with this pick. You could go corner if Steenley's still on the board, but Kenny Green's interesting here at top 5. I don't know if I feel great about that because at the very least I think he's going to be a very good guard in the NFL. But tackle, if he continues to look like the way he did Saturday, then yes. Spencer Rattler going to the Giants at number 6. If you're picking 6 overall, you're going quarterback. Spencer Rattler being here at 6, I think is great. The dude's got great arm talent. I know some people are like, oh man, I just don't see it with him. I just don't see it. It's like, well, people didn't see it with Patrick Mahomes either. So is that a comparison? Yes, it's a comparison. I'm not saying they're similar prospects. They do have similar, I guess, playing styles. Let's say playing styles. And then we got Kyle Hamilton going to the Eagles. I like this pick a lot. Hamilton, man, it wouldn't surprise me if he goes top 5. He's extremely good. We saw that against Florida State, man. The dude went off, man. 2 interceptions. It was a beautiful thing. The Eagles could use another premier safety. Anthony Harris is there, but he's only on a 1-year deal. DeMarvin Leal going to the Raiders. I'm surprised. Maybe I would be willing if I'm picking in the top 10, maybe going quarterback, but maybe they're not that high on this quarterback class. I don't blame them. We've been kind of spoiled by the last year's quarterback class. But with Leal, man, dude can play on the outside. He can he can kick it inside at 290. You love the twitch, you love the movement skills, the hand usage, great get off. But man, I don't know, man. I feel I'd really try him out on the outside. I like that he might have a JJ Watt flexibility to him. It just sounds sexy rolling off the tongue. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next 8 picks. Right here. He's got the let's first talk about Carolina Panthers. Matt Corral. I'm recording this currently Monday night, and Matt Corral is having a field day with Louisville right now. Hasn't thrown a touchdown, but he's already at like 340 some yards. With the Corral, totally, he's got a first round arm. It's just the decision making, because when it's bad, it's bad. It's bad. But he could totally be in the mix for this, for being a first-round quarterback. I feel like it's really a wide-open race currently at this point. Christian Harris going to the Falcons. This one's intriguing because he's not an edge. He has been used as a pass rusher, but he doesn't play on the edge. He's like 6'2", 232. He's not a hand-in-the-dirt type of guy. Well, I think he's good at stacking blockers. A lot of that is not so much power, but the momentum, the explosiveness of coming downhill. That's how he does that. But he looked great against Miami. I watched the game. He doesn't play edge. That's the thing. Like, he's an off-ball linebacker. So a little confused with that, but Christian Harris is good, man. Him and Henry Tutu, however you say his name. Like, watch out those, like, especially Henry, man. I think he's gonna shoot up after, like, just watching him against Miami. It was just vastly different from what you saw at Tennessee. Like, you saw the athletic ability, but it was just filled with so many boneheaded mistakes, just mental lapses, and really didn't see, like, you saw the aggression, but you also saw the discipline in his processing. He was reacting instead of, he was reacting instead of being reactionary. I think that makes sense. Thayer Mumford. Ooh, this is high. I like him as a second-round pick. Don't get me wrong. I think he could play tackle if they want him to, because I think Thayer Mumford right now, he's an older prospect. I think he'll be 24 his rookie season, but he's kind of like, he doesn't have a big ceiling, but I think he's pro ready. Like, what you see is what you're gonna get. And I think you could immediately plug him there at tackle if you need him to. Probably going to be a really good guard. I've been projected him as a guard for the last couple of seasons. So yeah, I like the Giants coming in and getting that. Sam Howell going to 12. He's not too high on Sam Howell. I'm willing to give more benefit of the doubt because we've seen 2 great seasons from Sam Howell, and then the minute all his talent's gone, the offensive line's just trash, and he has a bad outing. Like they ask him to do a lot. He's going in there having to win games by himself. So we'll see how he fares the rest of the season. It was a rough opener for him. Malik Willis, I thought, leaps and bounds. His mechanics looked a lot better. He was throwing with his feet set. That's a big thing. He often would like to throw on one foot, even when he is stationary in the pocket. That was a thing. So the mechanics, especially the lower body mechanics, were looking a lot better. Malik Willis, I think, it wouldn't surprise me. The dude is going to be, I think, a top 10 pick. As long as he doesn't have some big mental just lapse, just his play just tanks all of a sudden. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick. Broncos, you luck out. You get a good quarterback here. With Teddy there, too, you don't have to start Willis immediately. Andrew Booth going to the Steelers. This is perfect, dude. Ideal. This guy can mirror, man. He shut down Georgia easy. It's just a shame that Georgia likewise did that to the Clemson offense. But I like this pick. I like this matchup a ton. Drake Jackson is his, second edge, if you're not including DeMarvin Leal, is his second edge off the board. Jackson, man, I'm not there yet, man. I know he got banged up in the Fresno, San Jose State game, but even the 26 snaps we saw, he only managed 1 pressure. You saw the athleticism, you saw the movement skills, but still it wasn't like he was getting he wasn't consistently getting back there. He had a very athletic pick, but again, I want to see those pressure rates, win rates go up. And then Darion Kendrick. This is a bit high for Darion Kendrick, just considering the character concerns. I think he'd be a good fit for Arizona, but I mean, with Kaiir Elam on the board, I don't know if I'd take Kendrick over Elam, but Kendrick's a good corner, man. He is a first round worthy corner. It's just unfortunately you have all the stuff with the suspension there at Clemson, leaving the team. He was pulled over for gun charge and a marijuana charge. So like you just got the boneheaded decisions. There we go, from him. I was like, what is the word I'm looking for? Right here we got the Eagles going to Kobe Dean. Yeah, dude, a lot of linebackers I think showed out, because right now I think probably like my top 5 like favorite linebackers, how it's kind of looking right now, is we got Christian Harris, you got Devin Lloyd from Utah, Henry Toto from Alabama. I really liked. The dude just moves crazy. Nakobe Dean, definitely, he looked real good, aside from like literally a lone missed tackle he had on, I think it was Shipley. He was just running downhill hard and just wasn't like, kind of like rolled off him. But outside of that, he was great in coverage. He was good at stopping the run. And then, man, I still really like guys like Mike Jones, DeMarvion Overshown, and Owen Papel. But yeah, I think those 4 are kind of the top 4. Just, oh man, they're good. But yeah, Eagles, they need quarterback, or they need linebacker help. That was kind of a long-winded way to say, yeah, it was a good pick by the Eagles. Josh Jobe, this is way too early for me. The dude is, he's real handsy. I know he's a very good technician, but a lot of that's penalties, man. Penalties kill him. He looked good against Miami, but Miami wasn't a real threat. As a Hurricanes fan, I'm telling you, they weren't a real threat. So for me, this is a bit high. I'm more of I think Jobe is a day 3 guy. Day 2, my bad. Day 2. I say day 3, people go crazy. Zach Harrison's a beautiful fit for the Chargers. I like him. I think he has that 3-4 edge potential, 3-4 end. He's got the raw athletic ability. He's got the raw athletic ability. He's got the physical tools. You saw it against Minnesota. It looks great. Kaiir Elam making it a 20. Holy stinking moly. Solid. Real good. I don't know how they end up with this pick. Good on y'all, Dallas. Can you imagine Elam and then Diggs? Oh, that's just beautiful. They could definitely use more cornerback depth. I know they got Kelvin Joseph last year, but dude's exceptionally raw. So, exceptionally raw. Also didn't see a ton of snaps. Really just at Kentucky. Jackson Kirkland going to the Eagles. So this is the Eagles. Oh man, hold up, because they had okay. So he gave them the Colts pick as well. So Kyle Hamilton, Nakobe Dean, Jackson Kirkland. That's a heck of a first round for the Eagles. Should have picked up a quarterback though. I'm not a big Jalen Hurts truther, but Kirkland I think will go higher than this. He's 6'7", but despite that, typically leverage is a problem when you're that tall. It was not. He was good. He is great at mirroring. He's got good movement skills. I'm a fan. So I guess this is maybe with. I assume they pick him up with Lane Johnson, getting older and beat up. I say getting older. It's more so the injuries. It feels like the Eagles are about to be in a rebuild. Chris Olave going to the Patriots. I feel like they need a corner more, especially with like Sauce still on the board. Sauce Gardner, if you didn't know who I'm talking about. But Olave got the burners, man. I don't think they really need another burner. I think a Garrett Wilson would be nice here. Then again, Olave is a really good route runner in his own right. I don't want to knock him for that. But yeah, he's a good receiver. Probably you can make. I think really it's Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave are kind of like fighting for that number one. And then George Karlaftis going to the Jets. I like this. I think this is definitely a Robert Saleh type of player. Karlaftis came out against Oregon State. I know it's Oregon State, but he came out looking like it was his freshman season. You didn't have the injuries, you didn't have the Rona concern, that kind of cost him his sophomore year. So he came out and it looked like he was picking up where he left off his freshman season. I like that. Still, you worry about the length, you worry about the bend. Jordan Davis, guys, straight up, I ain't going to be high on Jordan Davis. I think he is a banger of a run-stuffing nose tackle. I think the pass rushing upsides are very limited with him. And we even saw that with the Georgia game where every Georgia defender was wreaking havoc in the backfield. Clemson's offensive line is terrible. And Davis, I think he only got one pressure that game. He was doing a good job pushing the pocket, but for me, I don't think he's a first rounder. That's just my opinion. But the Titans, they do need a replacement for Daquan Jones. That's kind of a hole there. Maybe it's they still got Tier Tart on the roster, right? And then here we go, the final bit here. Garrett Wilson going to the Browns. The Browns, they're a very deep team. They could kind of go wherever. I still kind of like edge, just knowing that Clowney and McKinley, they're free agents after the season. I guess you move on from Odell at this point. You could also move on from Jarvis Landry and just kind of like rebuild, because Higgins, he's pretty solid. They really like Donovan Peoples-Jones, so it's good value, I think, for Garrett Wilson here. Myjah Sanders going to the Ravens. I got so interested. Since they just got Odafe last season, they, I think, extended Tyus Bowser for 2 years. So I don't know, man. I don't know about this. I think I would be up to getting maybe I really like the idea of Akem Ikwanwu, the NC State left tackle who's going to be a guard in the NFL. I like him. I think he's a Raven player through and through. They could also maybe go with some secondary. I think, honestly, Aiden Hutchinson is a bigger pick. He comes in and immediately he's like that Derek Wolfe replacement. So, Sanders, I guess he could be that. I don't know. I don't see him as a 3-4 end. He would be more of that Y9 or stand-up linebacker. Brandon Smith, man. A lot of people are really high on Brandon Smith. Going to the Dolphins. Yeah, linebacker. what Jerome Baker's their guy. He's more of a coverage guy. But and it's weird. Brandon Smith is the same way. He's mainly was utilized as a like an overhanging safety. Comes downhill with a lot of steam. Let me just confirm. I didn't really look at his where he was playing in that Wisconsin game. Brandon Smith. Because typically, like, they'll say he lines up in the slot. Oh, whoops. Oh, is this the... Oh, I think this is the wrong Brandon Smith. All right. Penn State. Here we go. There we go. He was good in coverage. Oh, this time they played him in the box. Interesting. Let's take a look at his snap by position. In that Wisconsin game, played like 85 snaps. Wild. Yeah, he took a majority of them at the middle linebacker spot. So that's interesting. Only had one slot snap. So that's cool, man. They're playing him where he's going to be playing in the NFL. So good on them, man. So the dude's got the athletic ability to move up. It's going to be interesting to see if he can hang laterally, but yeah, I'm interested. Keaton Slovis going to the Packers. Do you give up on Jordan Love before he even plays a game? I don't think so. Slovis, though, I think you can see in the first round. I think he's got he's very comparable to a Mac Jones. I think they're very similar prospects to some regard, at least in terms of arm talent and arm strength. John Mechie the third, they're getting a Detroit getting a separator, a speedster. Still like to see how he handles physicality. Didn't handle it well in 2020. Maybe he does it better this year, but I kind of feel like who's there? Who's the other Bama receiver? He was the transfer from Ohio State. Hopefully I'm getting that right. I'm pretty confident. It was like Jameson, right? I love doing these. Like, look at this up during videos. Let's see. He's on Bama now. Did I get that? I thought I got that right. Here, let me just look up by team. Yeah, because he torched Miami, dude. He had that 94... Oh, it's so dumb. He had that 94-yard reception where... What led all that off? Miami they're in the red zone. They're at 4th and goal. They just need a yard to get in. Not that they were going to make it a game, but they go with the shotgun quarterback sneak. It was kind of weird. Jameson Williams, there we go. But interesting size, 6'2", 198. But yeah, he had 4 receptions for 126 yards. But yeah, so what happened was turnover on downs. We managed to get Alabama in I think it was like 3rd and 5 at their own 6, and then they hit this just 94-yard field or 94-yard just touchdown on 3rd down. It was really it hurt. It hurt as a fan. It just hurt. Interesting size though. Did I say 6'2", 189? He would be eligible, I think, technically for the draft here. I think he might be the better receiver coming out, but I don't think he comes out. But yeah, Mitchie, I'm not sold yet. Ahmad Gardner's a great pick for the Buffalo Bills. Putting him opposite of White. I love that because they got Levi Wallace there. You can maybe make a case Dane Jackson gets a little playing time if Wallace struggles. Like, Wallace is fine. It's just that he's fine. Sauce is one of the premier man coverage corners in college football. They didn't even look his way in the Miami Ohio game. Haskell Garrett going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know about this one. I don't know. For me, Garrett, he's a day 2 guy. he didn't really get a lot of pressure against Minnesota. I know he had like, didn't he have the fumble recovery for a touchdown or something like that? But yeah, like he moves very well laterally. He's pretty good against the run, but you worry about his height, his length. It's not ideal. And then the Chiefs, they're going Isaiah Foskey, I think is how you say it, the edge out of Notre Dame, who had himself a day against Florida State. Ended up getting like 2 sacks. He was more of this rotation player for Notre Dame last season. He didn't have a high win rate or pass rush win rate, even in limited time. Because keep in mind, he was behind 2 guys that just went in this past draft that I can't remember their names right now. It was like Dalen, and then the other name I can't pronounce worth anything. It's a tongue twister. But yeah, now he's as a full-time starter. He looked great, man. I was watching the game last night, and oh my gosh, dude. Literally, well, I say last night, the night before. Man, yeah, he took Florida State. I know Florida State ain't all that, but I think this is a little preemptive, putting him in the first round. But he's got good size. I think he's 6'5", 260. And we know that Spag, he likes those big, athletic edge rushers, and yes, they have a hole at edge. For the most part, this was a really interesting mock draft. A lot of hot takes, and I got no problem with that. I take hot takes all the time, but yeah, interesting for the most part. I disagree with, I think, not a big bit. I think half of it, half I disagree with, half I'm cool with. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget, show the Goat House some love. Give them a subscription and a view, and tell them I sent you. But don't tell them about this video. Till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.